improved a little bit.
Yeah, and then we have a little bit of rain this week, so hopefully that'll help to give us some more moisture in the ground and eliminate some of those fires if they can be.
Well, tomorrow the rain chances. Yesterday, some of the model data it looked more
It's
impressive.
kind of backing off now.
But it's
Not
dialing
a whole
it back
lot.
a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. Next big thing. First up, I do want to mention we did have very hazy conditions earlier, but looks like that has improved, especially across Birmingham from some of those prescribed burns. It's that time of the year. Winds south at 13. So that's helping us out, but 75 degrees out there. Look, what a lovely spring view from Adair Tire here in Gardendale. Do have some high-level clouds, upper part of the atmosphere, well over 10,000 feet up, going to drift through tonight, but still plenty of breaks out there. No rain for this evening. Here's what you can expect. Hourly update. Looks like at the next couple of hours here, we're cooling off into the 60s and getting closer to midnight there. Temperatures in the 50s. Overnight lows tonight will be down into the 40s. Next big thing, we've got dry weather through most of tomorrow. Now, one thing the models are showing an earlier arrival time for maybe some of those showers over West Alabama. So we could see a few showers in the late afternoon. Few storms possible, very few storms. Not a lot of wet weather with this system coming through tomorrow night, but it's a fast hitting cold front. It's in and out of here. It gets windy tomorrow night, and then by Friday morning, well, it's back to freezing temperatures early in the day. So be ready for some much colder conditions. Now, the Nation's Storm Prediction Center, they've outlooked north and west Alabama in a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Again, I'm not overly concerned based on what I see out of this. Maybe some gusty winds, however, as this moves through tomorrow night. Definitely something we are tracking. We'll keep a watch on this. You can see the timing for that wet weather. Looks like mostly 2 to 10 o'clock. And listen, it won't be raining the entire time. Very scattered. That's just the general window to expect this to move through based on where you are. You can see central areas 4 until midnight, and then 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning for areas in far eastern locations. We'll get this well out of here before sunrise early on Thursday, but we could actually have some clouds and maybe a few showers that come back on Thursday. It's going to be a cold day. Went with a high of 52 degrees on Thursday, so we go from 70s to low 50s. Don't put away the jacket. And as those storm surveys continue, the total number of tornadoes across central Alabama is now up to 13. The most recent being across Shelby, Talladega, Tallapoosa, Walker counties, with the Sipsey tornado now being rated as an EF2 tornado with peak winds at 120 miles per hour. And take a look at the damage to Chris Culver's farm on County Road 29. This is in Coosa County. The powerful storm plowing through Weogufka, peeling off roofs, flattening buildings, and crushing cars. The National Weather Service confirming an EF1 tornado hitting Coosa County on Saturday. And in Maplesville, I had a chance to speak firsthand to those who were impacted by Saturday's storms. The Keener family told me about what they witnessed firsthand and how thankful they are to still be alive.
I've got 3 daughters and 3 son-in-laws and 4 grandchildren, and they were all in my home, and they were waiting for the weather. They were, watching it closely. All of a sudden, their phones all alerted at one time to seek shelter. All 3 of my daughters lost their homes. My baby girl, her home, she's only had 6 months, and it's totally destroyed. Her and her husband, her little boy lost everything that they've got. My oldest daughter, it just totally picked her house up and moved it and actually busted it into pieces. My other daughter, it took the roof off of her house and threw actually 2x4s through her house.
The Keeners made a purchase about a year ago that turned out to save the lives of their family.
My family would not be here today if it was not for that storm pit. Thank God none of them was in those homes, and thank God that they were in a safe place of shelter, and thank God that we made the move that we did a year ago by putting that storm pit in.
They also appreciate the amount of support they've received from the Maplesville community.
I want to say Maplesville, Alabama, and my little community around here showed up and showed out. I have had my yard full.
Other
local businesses, friends, family has showed up with so much equipment today. They have been cutting trees and cleaning up. I have been overwhelmed with the support of our family and friends that has just jumped in here, and I just love them all so much, and just God bless them.
Couldn't have done it without them.
We can't do it without them, because this is so much to clean up. There's no way that this little family can do it by ourselves.
So thankful they got the first alert. 3 out of 4 homes that belonged to their children that were destroyed in that area. But that concrete reinforced safe room, it kept the Keener family and many others safe across Alabama as the tornado moved through on Saturday.
Great story there, Wes. And for those of you with roof damage to your home and business, we're on your side with tips to make the process of rebuilding easier to navigate. It's always a good idea for you to take photos of any damage to your home for insurance purposes. In the meantime, if you contract with a roofer, they can put up tarps to cover any holes to prevent further water damage and potential mold developing inside. But one roof consultant says just make sure to take those pictures before the tarps go up.
It tells the story, right? So a lot of times we get up there and we cover those stories up. We have to put, tarps over holes. We got to put ice and water shield over areas that have been affected. And, once it's there, if they've got pictures, they don't necessarily have to take it off. So it's already done, it's repaired for the time being while we're waiting on everything to, clear with the insurance companies. And, it just makes it go a lot quicker.
It's also important to make sure a roofer is bonded, licensed, and insured with documentation. Never pay for work that's not completed. Thornton says roof damage to the average size home should only take about a day to repair. This is also a great reminder to remain on high alert for the possibility of scammers after severe weather events. They like to work on your vulnerabilities. The BBB says homeowners should be wary of making these common mistakes, making permanent repairs before insurance approves, making full payments before the project is completed, being rushed into a decision, low estimates that seem too good to be true, and a contractor who cannot show you a valid license or permit. If you are contacted by someone who says they are a contractor, contact your insurance company immediately. Get every estimate in writing. Labor, materials, and timelines should be clearly outlined, and pay by credit card when possible. You can also report fraud, verify businesses, file complaints, and learn more about storm-related fraud on the BBB website and at bbb.org. Well, Alabama's Attorney General Steve Marshall warning that his office will go after anyone violating the state's price gouging laws in the wake of these storms. Marshall says if someone is charging you more than 25% above the average price for goods over the last 30 days, that price gouging, and you can report anything like that to his office by calling them directly or filling out a form online. Well, coming up right here on First Alert Weather Extra, we're taking you around the world to other countries being impacted by heavy rains, and get this, more flooding.
All right, welcome back in. Time to check on this weather. Spring break season for many. A live look from Gulf Shores where it's 68 degrees. Also expecting some nice weather during the day there tomorrow. Not a lot of rain tomorrow night. Looks mainly dry going into the weekend, but also notice next week, Sunday and Monday, there is a system that will generate some showers and storms again Sunday night. That will be next up, and a system we'll talk about coming up in the 10-day forecast. We're breaking out the allergy forecast. Local pollen count, trees now in the medium range, and that number will continue to rise. I mentioned earlier, time to maybe cover up those cushions on the patio furniture, stock up on the allergy meds. We'll be back to talk more about the 10-day forecast, but as we continue to track the storm surveys as the National Weather Service surveys the damage, your West Alabama reporter Brian Henry joins us now with the latest, and if that number of tornadoes could go up.
The search is on, the eyeball test for those telltale signs of a tornado. They weren't hard to find in Sipsey and Walker County today, as National Weather Service meteorologist in charge Chris Darden and his crew looked for the evidence.
Just trying to get a picture of exactly how long the tornado was on the ground, how wide the tornado was.
Part art, part science, how the trees were broken, map out the damage points, the intensity of the storm, and how many homes were damaged.
So we do have to do a little bit of forensic meteorology. We have to determine, okay, where things probably were the day after.
All part of coming up with a definitive conclusion whether this was a tornado, and if so, what grade.
And we have what we call damage indicators. So based on the extent of the damage, like for instance, unfortunately the home that was hit back behind us, they have substantial damage to the roof. They have part of the back of the house that was blown out.
Kevin Laws with the National Weather Service in Birmingham.
Basically, it goes into our storm database. And from there, we can assign things like the amount of damage that has been sustained. And that goes into, at the end of the year kind of statistics, how many billions of dollars these storms have caused.
The tornadoes killed 3 people across Alabama, 3 people too many, but Kevin Laws is certain the death toll would have been much higher had Alabamians not become weather aware.
So I think this one was well messaged well ahead of time.
Back in Walker County, the damage inflicted showed an ugly picture of a powerful tornado, and it was an EF2 twister.
Over 350 homes in southern Spain have been evacuated after the area was damaged with flash floods. We're taking you around the world now. Look at this. Regional officials offered the evacuation after a river burst its banks after heavy rain. 19 other rivers in the region were also on high alert for flooding on Tuesday. Over 40 highways were shut down, along with several rail lines. The same area was hit in November, unfortunately, when heavy rains led to devastating flooding back then, claiming 233 lives. Well, after this break, we are taking you to the classroom. Stay with us. You're watching First Alert Weather Extra.
And right now, as we check out the conditions across the area, we are dry, but looking ahead to tomorrow, well, we could be talking about a possibility of a couple of storms out there during the evening hours. So just giving you that first alert there for the possibility of some showers and storms as we move ahead into tomorrow night. A cold front that we're tracking. Notice a marginal severe risk from the National Storm Prediction Center. I'm not overly concerned about it. Not a lot of rain with this system, but this is tomorrow night. But that's next up. I just want to make sure you have the first alert. 75 right now, Tuscaloosa, and it's very dry. 75 in the Magic City, and the air quality is greatly improved. We had some smoke and haze from some prescribed burns moved in earlier. 74 in East Alabama. This is actually Glencoe, and you can see the wind's going calm there. It's going to be a nice, pleasant evening on tap for us. Just some of these high clouds drifting through. But tomorrow night, it's a cold front that we're tracking. Notice how we stay dry through tonight. Lows down in the 40s. If you have big plans tomorrow, no major issues during the day. The one area we'll need to watch as far as our work day goes, by late afternoon, maybe a couple of showers. Look how the models have really backed off. They've really downplaying this now with some of the new model runs. But there's a look at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. You see it's a quick hitting system. It's in and out of here just after midnight. Again, maybe a storm with some gusty winds. Not much to this. Now, this is the thing that might surprise some folks here. I want to make sure you have the first alert Thursday, because look at the temperature here. There's 8 o'clock. I want to take this to 11. Almost lunchtime. It's still in the 40s for a lot of us on Thursday. It is going to be a cold day out there, so you will need that jacket. A lot of clouds and even some wraparound precipitation, and data showing possibly some snow in the parts of the Smoky Mountains. A very potent upper-level trough is going to move in behind that cold front, so a few showers could come back later in the day, but cold, windy, and certainly feeling like wintertime, even though Thursday is the first official day of spring. The wind speeds for tomorrow will be picking up out of the south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, so it will be windy. Cold front blows through tomorrow night, and then that wind switches around to the northwest direction. And that sets the stage for frost and freezing temperatures by early on Friday. Maybe some 20s there on the map. You can see Hamilton, Coleman, really cold start to the day there early Friday morning, so that's also going to be a concern there later on this week. Still too soon to give the all clear to do planting or work on the garden, because we are going to have some freezing conditions at times. Watching Sunday night and into Monday for a chance of a passing area of rain and storms, but most of the weekend actually looks dry Saturday and Sunday with highs in the 70s. And how about some weather in the classroom? Had a great weather visit today at Snow Rogers Elementary School. The second graders there, future or junior weather watchers, I should say, for WBRC. Weather in the classroom, and the kiddos had a wonderful time today. Finally, a little bit of sunshine. I think that really helped out today as well. And also, what helped us out, this yummy cake. And I just want to say a big thank you for that yummy cake. And also, I wanted to mention that you can go online, teachers, and you can sign up. Donna Williaman made that cake. I've got to give her a shout out. I had to make sure I had her name, but Miss Peacock's class, thank you so much. I had so much fun today. Sign up online. Go to WBRC.com, weather in the classroom, and also you can color the spring weather photos, color the weather, share those with us as well. We love featuring those here on First Alert Weather Extra. And Tania joining us now again. And Tania, as we look ahead to next 7 days and beyond, I always plant after Good Friday, but Friday's just an example. Another cold snap there early in the day Friday. Could see some freezing temperatures.
Yeah, listen, we're in that transitional period,
Right.
so they're still trickling. Some mornings are going to be pretty cold, and we could still see some freezing temperatures. So I kind of want to walk through the next, I would say, 10 to 15 days out. Is that the outlook? Yeah,
there you go.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk
April.
about it, okay? Let's take you beyond the 7-day here, and let's kind of walk through the end of the month and the start of April. As far as our temperature outlook, it looks like below average temperatures really impacting the northeast, but much of the southeast dealing with above average temperatures. But does that mean no more freezes? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, because I'm still seeing some mornings that could be pretty close. Let's walk through here. Any more freezes? Okay, we bring in the 26, not too bad, but notice I'm still seeing upper 30s in some areas. You already know further north get a little bit colder. You just might hit freezing heading into the end of March. We bring in March 27th, and it looks like some early morning temperatures, mild to chilly upper 40s, but staying above freezing for the most part. And it looks like heading into April 1st, I'm not seeing seeing any more freezes, at least for that period. But keep in mind, there's still some cold air that keeps trying to dip down as we bring in the first day of April. So make sure you're just checking in for that forecast, making sure you're getting information so you know when to start those gardens. As far as our precipitation outlook, March 26th to April 1st, seeing above average rainfall for much of the northern half of the United States, but closer to home, we're seeing either below average really across the southeast, but for us more near average for much of central Alabama. So that's a look at that beyond the 7-day forecast. We'll continue to take you beyond the 7-day, Monday through Friday, right here on Weather Extra. But we are staying on top of those cleanup efforts in Chilton County and really all over. We're showing you how the school district is stepping up to support students and their families who lost everything.
Thank you. Our job is to help our students in whatever way that we can.
School counselors Adrian Kofer and Jillian Green say all this is part of their job.
That's what we can use.
But spending just a few minutes with them, you can easily see it's part of who they are. They were out Saturday night after a tornado tore through Maplesville to find out how many of their students were in the path of that storm.
Several homes that we pulled up to, and there was nothing left at all.
Then they got to planning, turning Isabella High School into the command center and putting out an all-call for donations. Within hours, hundreds of items collected, hygiene kits assembled, and on to meet the next need.
I am impressed, but I'm not surprised. I have no doubt that one in our area, in our county, in our communities, they're going to do anything possible to help you.
Maplesville Principal Gina Abbott sharing extra gift cards, and thrift store owner Amy Miller giving away free clothes to anyone impacted by the storm.
I mean, there was devastation in our community.
Just like the damage left behind, Kofor says the outpouring of support has been humbling, showing them all what matters most.
We are just very, very blessed to be in a community with people that have such servant hearts and are willing to help in any way that they can.
The Isabella counselors identified at least 16 families who lost their homes or had significant damage. They say the greatest need right now is money, and what makes me smile is just seeing everyone coming together. We have their resource guide and ways to help right now on the WBRC News app, but don't go anywhere. We'll final check on your weather right here and a look at some of your weather photos right after the break.
All right, we have some weather photos. Christopher Baker from the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources sharing this from Lake Guntersville State Park at sunset. What a lovely view.
And another beautiful view, Travis Braden, sunshine rays, another sunset, beautiful picture there.
And Ryan Carty, sunset in the Birmingham area. Ryan always helping us out there with the storm spotter reports.
And Aiden, storms in Sylacauga. We thank you so much for sending these pictures because we love to get some on the ground footage of what's happening outside. You know, we're always in the studio tracking these storms, but it's really cool to kind of see what's happening out there.
Yeah, we want you safe though. So stay safe out there when you're spotting, when you're sending in those photos. Rodney Frazier sharing this, some cloud to cloud lightning. It was quite a lightning show this past weekend.
Nice capture there, Rodney.
Yeah, wow. I mean, over the weekend, certainly Saturday, a big day. We're still seeing more of those tornado surveys. We'll continue to follow along with that. Tomorrow night, I know we're talking about maybe a thunderstorm, just not much to this tomorrow night. Certainly nothing like Saturday.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Nothing to worry about. Just keep checking in for forecast updates. We'll have updates for you tonight, first at 9 and at 10. And get ready because we start off spring pretty cold. So
yeah, we do. Yes, get ready. We're talking low 50s for highs there on Thursday. Big turnaround.
Maybe some frost Friday morning. Man.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight at 9.
All right. Let's do this in 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Sorry. All right, in 3, 2. Oh, okay, you're good. Take your time. All right, 3, 2. Hey there, everyone. First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle here. Take a look at that 10-day forecast. We are tracking a little bit of rain heading into your Wednesday night into early Thursday. Could see some showers around throughout the morning hours Thursday. We're going to track some cold conditions early Friday, though. Some frost around, temperatures down into the low 30s. The weekend, though, warms back up. Afternoon highs back into the 70s, possibly near 80 degrees Sunday. Mainly dry. Rain really moves in late Sunday and carries into early Monday morning. Next week looks pretty good. Lots of sunshine heading into that full 10-day forecast, or closer to 10 days out from now. Tracking some upper 70s Friday, next Friday, with lots of sunshine there. Hey, spring is coming, and it's coming soon. First day of spring is actually this Thursday. If you're looking for more forecast updates, don't hesitate to download the WBRC First Alert weather app.